Today, I want to talk about sense and sensuality. Sense, right, their sense of smell is one of your five senses, right? So it is one of the ones that the cool thing about it is it goes directly to your brain. There's no relay process or any kind of processing that does before it enters the brain. So I want to talk about scents, why we use them. I use perfumes because I like the way that they smell. It's not really about anybody else. It's about, well, it kind of is a little bit, but I like the way that I feel when I wear them. So I have different places that I put my perfume and also different layering techniques that I use. So I thought I would share some of those with you uh, and see what you think. Try them out. So the first thing is people normally put it here, right? Or behind the ears. The other places that I will do it is for example, I'll use this one. And the other thing is there's different types, but we'll talk about that a little bit. I'll take this and I will put it here, rub here, and then I rub here. So the reason why I do that is because the scent will evaporate at different rates based upon how warm your skin is and the blood flow, all of those kinds of things. The other places that I put it, especially when I'm feeling really kind of fun, is that I will take my hair, pull it up, and I will put some right back here underneath the nape of my neck. And that has a tendency to be a little bit slower release for the fragrance. So later in the evening or afternoon, if I want something that's a little more subtle associated with it, I'll put it back here as well. The final place that I put my perfume is behind my knees. And I can use a roller, I can use a spray, it doesn't really matter, but putting it there and kind of just rubbing it with my hands to kind of spread it out a little bit also is a little bit more of a slow release, but it is still very pleasant, very nice, isn't overwhelming. What I don't want to do is take my perfume and go all over everywhere because that is not enjoyable for everybody else. And I was at an event the other day and I walked into the ladies' room and the woman who was walking out, it literally, it's almost figurative, felt like she had this cloud of scent that followed her. And unfortunately, it was a very nice scent, very expensive, but one that did not set well with my sinuses. So I don't want to do that to anybody. So I don't. But the other thing about it is, I think she was what I call nose blind. In other words, she couldn't tell how much perfume she was using and therefore used way too much. The other little trick that I do is that I will combine stuff that's actually a perfume and an oil. So I do layering. So I can put on a spray. So for example, like this, take this, squirt this on my wrist, do this, and then I will go over it with my essential oil and rub it in. That slows down the evaporation rate so that the smell lasts for a lot longer and it's very much more subtle. You're not worried about having this sudden hit of all of this fragrance and then nothing. If I'm not using an essential oil with that, I will use some kind of, so I have like it's not a petrolatum, but it's like Vaseline, but it's from beeswax. I'll put a very teeny tiny light coat of that over the area, rub it in like this, and then that will slow down the evaporation. So smelling good and the scent goes directly to the brain, and why not have a little fun with it? See you next time. Bye bye.